Hey guys, bonjour. This is June. Thank you again for joining me on one of my live feed. Anyways, this is that low and long that I featured on that little demo. And again, this is on a really shallow plastic liner container. And I just based it with, actually I used floral foam underneath that, 2 blocks. And I used the marigold underneath so that you hide the mechanics. Just lined it out. Just did the did the marigold, and then I topped it up with this beautiful holoboras, snapdragons, and this variety of rose called Pink Floyd. So glorious, ain't it? So anyways, I got the stock action going on and a little bit of these orchids just to get little texture. And again, this is low and long. That's why it's really, really cool. And behind that is the solid Mocara orchid arrangement on a square opaque container in white. And if you notice, there's carnation underneath that, as far as based it with carnation, which is in a deep magenta color. It just really frames it beautifully, and it adds a little depth or a little texture underneath. So it's all solid, all Mocara orchids in pink or hot pinks. And these are actually from Thailand. And we're lucky here in San Francisco that we get them actually twice a week. But we get them on Monday and I believe on Thursday. And steadily, no matter what the season is, we always get them year round. So I'm stoked. And it's called Mocara with a K. And right behind that is this beautiful, just simple arrangement on a clear, not really clear, sorry, on a glass container, sort of like a green shade of sort of like a frosted glass. So I leaf lined it. See that lighter on the corner, and then the darker part, those are tea leaves underneath that, because you can still see the stem. It's kind of like translucent. So I leaf lined it with tea leaves. And with this piece, I used the beautiful snapdragons, paired it up with this beautiful stock. They're so lush. And the variety of rose here is kind of like a vanilla off-white color. It's called Mondial. And this will open up really, really nice. So that just came out really clean and simple. And right next to that is this golden pot container. Again, with the Mocara orchids and the marigold underneath. And I added helleboras, which is these green ones, on this beautiful golden pot. So it's very festive arrangement. Gives you a little feel of a mixture kind of arrangement, but it's the same thing. It looks really, really nice. And last is this beautiful classical, almost like 1.5 or 2 dozen roses. Again, I used the Mondial with this. And if you notice underneath, there is no leaf action. And it's just showing all the stems. And sometimes it's sexy that way anyways. And when you're presenting an arrangement like this, you want to make sure that, there's no leaves below water level. And the water is crispy clear. So how to achieve that is that you can tie it with a wire underneath here. So you just get the container together, and so it'll be easier for you when you pull it out of the vase. It won't fall apart on you. A wire will be great because you can tighten it without super tightening it or breaking the stems, just to keep it together. So when you pull it out as a whole, it just stays, it just stays intact. But anyways, that is just a simple, we'll actually use lemon leaves and ruscus leaves just for base. So that's where you get that mass, or, since I'm not using any floral foam with it. So anyways, hopefully you guys like that. And again, we are just going back here with this low and long. All right, we'll see you next time, and thank you for joining me. Always thrilled. This is June signing out, San Francisco. Ta-da!